really started pushing the idea of female responsibility, for which bizarrely I'm labeled anti-female by some people, which is, oh, so I give women full moral responsibility and absolutely the same high standards that I give to men. And somehow that's anti-female. Saying that somebody who gives equal or gives full moral responsibility to men, saying that person is anti-female is incredibly sexist. I mean,
Yeah.
it's incredibly sexist to say that, but of course, people don't usually see that kind of stuff. But so the question is, for me, always the question is, the ethics are pretty clear. Of course, women are fully morally responsible. The question is,
Mhm.
why are so many men white knights? Why are so many men, they get angry at what men do, and they gloss over what women do? So the question always to me is, given that it's such a universal phenomenon, this white knighting, this excusing of women's immorality, the question is, what evolutionary purpose does it serve? Lots of people have noses. In fact, just about everyone I've met has noses. Some people have very big noses that I've met. Your nose was on time, but you were 5 minutes late. Some people have very small noses, but everyone's pretty much got a nose. So when everyone has a nose, we can reasonably say, what evolutionary advantage does the nose provide? And the answer is great place for your glasses. And secondly, if you notice that there's two invisible brown mountains on the side of your eyes, it'll freak you out for about 5 minutes. Anyway, so we know what the nose is for. It serves an evolutionary advantage and blah, 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 blah. So my question is always, okay, and this does go right back to your wife. What evolutionary advantage does white knighting have? And it's a tough question. If
I
you want to take
guess
a
it.
swing at it, you can.
I would.
It's your choice.
I would take a swing, and not in case of my wife in particular, but in general, I would believe this is to make, I don't know, life easier for men to to have children and have sex with bad women, basically.
Yeah, you got it, baby. Yeah, yeah. Because if you're in a tribe full of crappy women, full of like women who like club you in the head if you look at them wrong, and you say, well, you see, these women are not up to my moral standard, and I really feel that I cannot go down to this trailer park Clinton refuse dregs and put my penis in that pile of aggressive, crazy vagina dentata. So I'm afraid I'm just going to have to sort of sit this one out, MGTOW Stone Age style, and therefore my moral standards remain vastly above the shaking, angry cleavage of massive male meat pounding evil that is known as testosterone, as estrogen-based life forms in this tribe. So you can have those high moral standards and say, I am not going to gloss over the evil that these women are doing. And do you get any eggs?
No, you don't, of course.
You really don't. Not one.
Yeah,
And so the white knighting is, all of those who had high moral standards with regards to women
die out.
got weeded out of the gene pool now, didn't they? Because women said, well, we have two choices. Women,
Yeah.
they say, we have two choices if we're called not great by a man around us. One choice number one. Choice number one, we can say, I wonder if that guy's got a point. I guess we can be kind of mean. We can be kind of vicious. And we did club that baby seal with both our frozen tits yesterday. So that's not great. I guess in some ways we do beat up our children a lot. And, we scream at our husbands and boyfriends and we catty towards each other. This guy who's complaining about us, he might have a point. I guess we could stop relying so much on our sexual attraction and egg hoarding, and we can actually strive to become better human beings and listen with reason and respect and humility to the moral criticisms that this man has been kind enough to bring to our attention. That would be one potential way that bad women in a bad tribe could respond to moral criticism.
Or the
What
easier
would
one.
be the other way that women could
Of
respond?
course.
No eggs for you! No
Exactly.
eggs for you! Right? We're gonna kill those fucking genes dead right now.
Yeah.
Vagina is closed for the season. Genes die in the gutter. We're going to breed you out of existence or unbreed you out of existence. Guy with the temerity to bring moral responsibility to females. And for God's sakes, don't tell the other men to do that, or there's no eggs for them either. In fact, we'd rather have some other tribe come over and take us over than raise our moral standards for these men. I'm not saying the men are any better. We're just, focusing on the women here. And it's just evolutionary. Huh? I mean,
yeah, makes sense.
So of course we've got this women can't do any wrong, and if they did some wrong, it was men's fault, right? I mean, we're just putting out this myth of male privilege. Oh, sorry, the myth of male privilege is I think the Warren Farrell book. We're putting out the truth about male privilege for exactly the same crime with exactly the same criminal history in exactly the same courtroom in exactly the same location. Women get an average of 18.51 months of sentencing. Men get 51.5 months of sentencing. So a year and a half to 4.5 years almost. That's the difference. And this is after, decades of feminism and we want to be equal and shit like that, right? So, people get mad at the white knighting and so on. I was waiting for the mangina to show up and defend the single moms and blah, 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 blah. But dude, I mean, it's just an evolutionary strategy, Oh, you're going to morally criticize these women? Oh, did that mean man tell you that you could be a little bit better morally? Oh, it's okay, honey. It's okay. He's just a mean man. I'm here for you. I'm going to tell you everything's just fine. You don't have to bow, but chicka bow, 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 chicka bow, bow, right? And then you get it on. And then your white knight, they go charging up. They've got the horses. They've got the broken penis lance or whatever the hell it is. And they go, round the bend we go. Up the tubes we go. Let's get to the egg. We are the white knights. We'll always win. You are the moralizer. You are bred out of the population.
Mm-hmm.
And it's tragic because this white knighting, again, this is all without philosophy, without self-knowledge. It's so insulting to women, right? Because we don't want to disturb the little angels with any possibility that they might be dysfunctional, so I'm just going to overlook that because eggs, right? And it doesn't give, women the opportunity for genuine and healthy feedback that can help them grow, which is what men get all the time, right? I'm sure you're listening to me, giving you a lot of feedback, and you're not, fainting and falling off the couch and shit like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that women can, and I think the degree to which we, dare I say it, pussyfoot around these issues is the degree to which we're going to continue to retard the progress of the species. Women need to hear the truth, and men need to hear the truth, and if women run screaming hysterically from the room, then they'll get used to it over time. It's like people, politically correct people, there's some studies that say that they've got very sensitive amygdala. They tend to avoid negative stimuli, which produces political correctness. Your words are hurting me. Your applause is confusing me. I need a safe room with a teddy bear. But the point is that, if people have difficulty with negative stimuli, I mean, progressive exposure seems to be the way to go. But every time you appease people's desire to avoid negative stimuli, you just make them weaker for next time. It's like, well, I'm really weak, so it's hard for me to go to the gym, so I'm not going to go to the gym. It's like, well, welcome to being even weaker, right? So I think that women can. I mean, there's a lot of women out there who are pretty damn tough, and they can take a lot of feedback and criticism, and they get frustrated with this white knighting as well. Like, stop treating me like I'm some retarded child who you have to erect these giant testosterone man shields around me and reality and moral responsibility. And anyway, I just people who really think about this, and by really think about it, I mean think about it for about 3.5 seconds, will realize that I'm very much the opposite of anti-women. I'm incredibly pro-woman. By not wanting to treat them as retarded children who have no moral responsibility, I'm incredibly pro-women. And for Christ's sake, you white knights, you stay away from my daughter when she grows up. You stay away from her. I'm not giving her all this moral responsibility so you people can ride up and erode it with your little foam and your little cards and your little songs and your mixtapes and your oh, you don't worry about it, honey. Don't you try that shit with my daughter.